Hi everyone, it's Karen. As true to my life, because nothing ever goes right, my phone died while I was making a card with you guys. So I'm gonna catch up on what I did do and what needs to be done. This is the card which inspired this card, and this card is the one that we are making. So what we talked about while you were not seeing because I was not recording because my phone died, I cut out 9 of these strips, which are 1 inch by 1.5 roughly. I also explained that when I mat a card, I don't measure. I just say that looks good, 1/4 of an inch. So when you cut them out, just lay them out and see how they look for you, because you probably measure. I do not. It's a bad habit, and it shouldn't be like that. So anyway, we have done a few of these because, again, yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna put you down and we'll see if we can maybe finish one card, which will be great. Okay, so I cut these out, and the next thing that I did was I took Pink Flamingo, and I took any stamp set you can find that just has little dots or whatever on it, and I stamped off a couple of times so it's barely there, but it's nice because you get that texture and it doesn't look stark white. So these are the ones that we meaning me, already did, and you, being you, didn't see it because my phone died. All right, so we've got a couple more to do. So we're gonna do the large one again, and we are using the ink that was in the kit, the Blackberry Bliss. Okay, so I had already done one of these flowers, but I stamped it off once, so I'm gonna keep that with that. And then I'm gonna do one of these starburst things. That's what I call them. I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna stamp off once, and this one I'm going to do full ink. This one I'm going to stamp off twice. The last one I'll stamp off once and maybe twice. No, now I need one that's dark up there. Okay, so we need 9 of those squares to put on the card. So we need 2 more. And with my luck, there's only one here. How is this possible? I counted these a million times. Oh, that's a little exaggerated. My husband and all of my brother-in-laws call that the Santa Suso factor, which is my maiden name, and they claim that we all exaggerate, which is clearly not the truth, and they know that, but they still call it the Santa Suso factor. All right, so we got 2 more, and I got 1 on here. So what didn't we do? I'm gonna do just the little weird things. I don't know what they are. If anybody knows, you could just leave that on a comment so I know what these things are. I don't know if they're stamens, like to go on the flower. I'm not sure. I did work in a flower shop though, but apparently I didn't pay much attention. All right, well, I don't know where my last one is. I'm telling, like, nothing ever goes right. Might help if I was more organized. But I have to make these videos while my family's not home because I don't know why, but I just can't do it with them at home. I don't know why. It's weird. But how it is. Okay, so we're going to just arrange these with 1 missing. And the other thing that we're going to do is you want to cut another piece of this white paper, which it's so hard, but with the cards, it's not the same as Whisper White, so it's a different white. So I usually, when I cut the cards apart, I keep the back so that it's the same white that I'll put on the front. Except that is, oh, here it is. Okay, so this goes there. And then just basically go ahead and arrange them with the spacing that you're interested in. So let's put them down. You also are going to need this, which this is not it. It must be off with my other square. Maybe have a date, I do not know. So it is 1/2 inch and 4 inches long and 1/2 inch thick. And all right, so now I just placed a Stampin' Up! Order, which is kind of funny because I don't have customers. So I'm not upset. Well, I'm upset nobody wants to be hanging out with me, but so I I'm keeping myself afloat by just buying stuff, and they get you coming and going. I got these $20 worth of I don't know if they were money, cash, I don't know what it was, but if you spent a certain amount of money last month, you got that money to spend this month. But we have our quota, which starts in October. So I didn't want to buy much this time, but I did. And I forgot to order my, I don't know why they have names on their tape runner, but I forgot to order the refill. And it's from the snail one. Again, I would love to know what that means. If you know why it's called snail, leave me a message. If you'd like to purchase anything, I think I'll start this off at the beginning. You can go to my blog thing and order. It is scrapbyscrap.stampinup.net, and that is my blogish page, and you can just order from there. See, look how easy it is. Just pop over there and order away. And so this card, it does look a little bit difficult, but it's really easy. So that we'll leave this little space left over. And as you can see, depending on how you size them, the spaces that you make, this is too thick. So what I would normally do is just cut it thinner, and you then would have this. Now this one I used more of a vanilla color, which I wasn't sure if I should do that because, the kit has the white. But I did it, and I think it looks cute. So that is our card number 1 to make. Now, of course, nothing else could go right while I was preparing this. This was the another card we were going to make today. Well, we're still going to make it, but I just think you should know that I can't find the stamp part that says, not the stamp part, the stamp. The loss is immeasurable, but so is the love left behind, which is what I want to put on this, but I cannot find the stamp. So, ladies, we are going to make it without it. All right, so this one we are doing this way. And I cannot find, I really am not this much of a screw up in my everyday life. Maybe I am and nobody tells me. But while we're waiting for that, because I have this, I just don't know where the pieces parts are. I'll find it, don't worry. Until then, I am dropping stuff everywhere. This is the card that we are going to make. And this, I cut out of one of the front parts of the cards, which I immediately, first thing I do is cut the backs off, because you got to use all that paper, so it's all together. So this is your basic, 4 1/4, 5 1/2, and then again I don't measure, but it goes in about 1/8 of an inch, And then if you have snail with a refill, which I do not, and do not know why it's called snail, but maybe somebody can tell me. Okay, pop that on. And I mean, this is a super easy card too. Just cut out. I do not have the Stampin' Up! Dies. I have the dies that I have from forever ago. And so I went to cut out more pieces, and I don't know what I did with with the dies. I don't know where I put them. I'm in the process of cleaning my disaster area. And I'm going to show you. If you notice, this is cleaned off. So I can't show you any other part of the room because then the whole pleasure of that being cleaned off would just, yeah, it wouldn't work out. But I am trying, people. Okay, did that. Now all you got to do, I'll tell you what it's measured. This is 4 1/4 by, oops, I'm going to do it this way, 3/4 of an inch. And this is going to go at the bottom. I really never liked the paper pumpkins. I mean, not that I didn't like it. I just didn't, I don't know. I just wasn't into it. So over here, there's like 20 boxes on my shelf. And I think I've only done the past 2 or 3. Well, now I'm obsessed. And I have trouble concentrating on anything else because I know that they've gone out. I just don't know when, where exactly they are. Okay. So also, my other problem is I forgot to order new blades for my Stampin' Up! Paper trimmers. So this is what we've got. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's me, but I have like 25 paper trimmers. And then if I just don't have, if I don't have the blade, I'll just use another one. When I should really just try a little bit harder to order a blade. But that's just the way I am. Okay, this needs to be a little bit, you want to be able to see the color underneath it. And I did learn this amazing trick about when you, now I'll never find it, but when you need to cut a little bit off, that you take a piece of Post-it note and tape it on for a second, and then you can hold it while you just try and trim off that tiny little bit. So I really think that I am prepared, but I don't know what happens. So I've got a piece of, here we go. This is, okay, it is Stamping Masking Paper by Inkadinkado, is what that is. And I use that a lot. It's one of my favorites. My daughter thinks it's weird that my the favoritism I place on my belongings. And I said, well, you don't have to do it to yours, but if I want to play favorites in here, I will. Okay. So I love this glue gun, but it like comes out a lot. It ends up going all over the outsides, and I do miss my snail, even though I don't know why it's called that. But anyway, there is our second card. Okay, so I have half the pieces to do a third card, but if I can't find the rest, it's kind of silly for me to go on. But I have been looking at a couple of other cards to make. And in the beginning, when I first opened it up, I didn't see why these silver things would go with that, but I've opened up a little bit more, I have to say. And I had these pieces left over from when I cut out one of the other cards. And I thought, oh, I can just layer those up if I knew where it was. All right. So I'm thinking about doing this, and then if I could find my circle cutter or my template. Oh my God, I don't know why I bother talking. Nothing comes out the way I wanted it to. But anyway, this I found, I'm thinking, oh, that'd look really cute, but it's too big, and I don't have my circle dies to make it smaller. But I'm thinking when it's smaller, not to take up the whole floral part, of making this smaller, putting it there, and then putting the sentiment right there. And I thought that was brilliant, and the tag could go here. So this is actually a card, it's just not glued. And I can't use this because it's too big. But this is where I cut out this flower from the card. So I thought it was like a pretty cool circle. So then I thought I could put these, which are in the catalog, and I will, put the numbers down when I'm done here. So I thought, well, this is cool, and I could just put that, maybe this side, it would show through. See, it's looking better already. So this is the card, apparently, that I just did right here while we were doing nothing. So we could make it if you guys are up for the challenge, because pretty much I'm not sure anybody watches me, so why not just do this? Actually, I think I'll put this in here. Right, so this apparently has to go all the way over for this to work. Because I did cut that flower too close to the edge, so it wasn't a full circle. However, this is gonna work. Where did all the tape on here? All right, so I'm gonna glue this down. This is like bonus, guys. We were only supposed to do 2, and then I had that other one, and now we're not even doing the other one, we're doing this one. I don't know if you followed that. However, it did make sense in my head, if that counts at all. So these are in the catalog. I think I just told you that, but I'll tell you again. And I'm going to glue this down. My son's girlfriend just came over with her niece, and I don't know, I'm addicted to dogs and babies. To me, they are just, what else needs to be in the world, really? And my other son showed me a video of this woman, and she's driving in the car with her dog that she apparently just adopted, and the dog was treated horribly, and it was awful, and I was crying. And then, as it plays out, I'm gonna have to put you up for this. The dog, haircut. The dog is sitting in the passenger seat, and the whole time he's pawing at her, and he's like looping his arm into hers, and she's crying, and I'm crying, and the dog is just like holding me and holding her arm and putting his... It just tore me up inside. I don't understand people that are that crude and horrible, that they hurt children and dogs, and I never will get that, but all right, I'm getting emotional, so let's go back to our card. All right, so this I should probably use some Stick It, or I should, no, I don't think it'll fit. I was going to use my Xyron little X thing, but I think it's too wide. So we are going to use this. Oh, I don't think I can use, I'm going to use this. And I'm just going to put a little bit until I can fix it. Although you can't really see it. Well, I'm just going to use that little bit because I do have undo. So I'm not concerned at all. And if you do not know what undo is, look a couple of years back. I did a video on it, and Mark over at Undo gave me a couple of bottles to give out as prizes, but I didn't want to do the video yet because not all of my people, I got people, they just haven't come back yet after I was out sick. So I was kind of waiting until then, hoping, you know, if people did come back, then I would do it and really tell a lot more people about Undo, because it's one of those things you want to share with the world because it changes your life. And I'm not exaggerating, and there's no factor that my husband claims that there is. But anyway, so here's the other card. And then I could just stick a little white and there and throw on your sentiment. I'm going to do that right now. And that means I don't have to worry about, I'm so smart, about the glue underneath, because I'm going to put this little circle there. Although it's pretty without it, but nope, I'm putting it in there. And then I'm going to put my little white circle. Oh no, it says Christmas greetings. All right, well, we're going to put it this way. So that is my last card I'm doing today. So I hope that you like the cards we made today. Let's put these over here. And even the ones we thought about doing, but I didn't, because I can't find my stuff. And this one that we didn't get to do, but I do have the pieces, but I don't have the base. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed these cards. And like I said, I can do 2 more, but I think that, yeah, Paper Pumpkin better start getting here pretty quick because I'm ready. Okay, so put this one, just in case you forgot or don't remember or haven't seen. These are all of my cards that I've made from this kit. Oh, I don't even know how many there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. I'm going to have 15 by the time I'm done. And it's not like my kit is empty. That's the thing that kills you. Oh, there goes some jingle bells. Is I still have paper and twine and all that other stuff. So I might do one more video with more cards. But let me come back up. I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope you'll come back again. I hope you'll subscribe. I hope you'll share. I hope you hit your bell and do the hokey pokey. I'd appreciate it all. So I hope you guys have a good rest of the afternoon, because it is pouring here. And I don't know if it's got to do with the hurricane coming up the East Coast, but it could. And I just should watch the news. So anyway, have a great day. Thanks for stopping by.